Have you ever wondered what happens to the leftover food in our supermarkets and restaurants? Well, I've been to meet a remarkable woman who's taken the expression waste not, want not to an entirely different level by making sure that no child goes hungry in her town. Chef Gill Watson is at her local supermarket. She's doing a big shop, but unlike everyone else, she isn't paying for it. Everything she's getting is food waste.
6 nights a week, I go to Lidl in the evening and I collect their end-of-day produce, which means their bakery products and all their fruit and vegetables that they've written off that day. I'll hand something to you. I was brought up to be told that it's a sin to waste food, and it is. It has to be.
We generate about 177 million tonnes of food waste every year in England alone, and it's estimated that 10% of this is surplus and fit for consumption. Enough food for 800 million meals.
When I was in London, I was a private chef. 2 people who had buckets of money basically, and there was massive food waste there, massive expenditure on food, massive waste of food. I got started with this because I'd moved back up here and there was a report in the local paper saying that kids were going to school with nothing to eat in their packed lunch boxes, nothing substantial. So I thought that can't be right, got in touch with the local food bank, and through them sent out letters to all the primary schools in Pendle, the area where we are, to see if this is what head teachers were seeing. And the response was terrifying, really, because lots of them came back saying, yes, it was a very big problem. And as a chef and as a mother who had kids who could afford to eat, and healthy eating for my children was always a priority, that really hurt, really hurt. So I knew we needed to do something about it.
For Gill, seeing the two issues of food waste and food poverty, she wanted to use food banks and supermarkets to feed the children directly. I went to meet Gill at a food surplus distribution centre to find out just what gets thrown away and what she can do with it. Hi Gill, nice to meet you.
And you.
So where are we and what are we doing?
Okay, so we're at Fair Share,
Yes.
the amazing people who rescue things like tons of plums from the fruit and veg wholesalers, which is where we're based on the market. They would normally go out to be used as animal feed,
Right.
or compost, but Fair Share have moved in here, they've got units here to take them so we can give them to people.
Wow, all of these plums have come all the way from South Africa. They haven't been sold in the market, so that's just considered to be waste.
It's considered to be waste because the next lot will be coming in a couple of days' time, so we've got to get rid of it.
Okay, so we're going to sort these out and we're going to redistribute them elsewhere.
That's right, yeah.
What's going on in here? Let's have a look. Fair Share distribute food donated by supermarkets, the public and the fruit and veg market to over 100 charities and community groups in the northwest. Gill started collecting food here last summer, and although much of the food donated is still in date, it needs to be moved fast before it goes off.
Sometimes the fruit and veg has got a shorter shelf life on it than something you would find in a supermarket, so it's important to get it moved and out, quality controlled and out to groups as fast as possible. And people who like Gill, who can come down and collect from us, are a great help because again it speeds things up.
Last year, the Northwest had the highest number of people using food banks in the country, with 138,000 people being provided with emergency food. But not everyone will go to food banks. Gill says only a small number of people in her community will use the service, and it's not just because of the stigma of asking for help.
It's not really a matter of dignity, no. If you're seen to not be able to have the money to feed your children, you worry that social services are going to step in and say, well, we'll feed your children for you, we'll take them, we'll feed them.
These unfounded fears about asking for help may be why Gill's service is so popular, as she drops off food to the school, no questions asked.
Give it away, give it away, give it away now. Give it away, give it away, give it away now.
And it's well appreciated by the parents.
What have you got in your bags then? I've got some lettuce, cucumber, vegetables,
fruit and some bread.
And it's all good, healthy stuff, this,
Yeah,
isn't it?
it's brilliant.
And how does it make you feel when you walk away with your bag of free shopping?
Really good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it helps a lot.
Does it?
Yeah.
What difference has Gill made to the community, do you think?
Oh, she's excellent.
Wow.
She's amazing.
Massively. A massive difference.
She's not just somebody that does this, she's our friend as well, isn't
our
she?
friend,
She's lovely.
yeah.
Just fantastic. I wouldn't eat like this. I'd be eating rubbish.
Yeah.
Because that's what you just get.
Yeah.
Blessing in disguise.
Good
Love
for
it
you.
to bits.
It's protein based because it's lentils. So if you can't afford meat for your stew, put some lentils in.
As if bringing food to the school wasn't enough, Gill's also teaching parents how to turn leftover food into a budget feast.
The cookery school is something that I'd wanted to do for a long time because as I was a chef, I thought this is a skill that I can give to people.
Yeah.
You can do this bit.
Big chunks. No, don't make chips. Right. When your potatoes have got a bit of colour on them, you can put your water in. We can do all sorts of things with lentils.
The cookery course takes place at the end of the school day, and it takes a special kind of school to embrace Gill's vision. But fortunately, the head teacher was already on board.
Our values match. I think a lot of the things that we do here match Gill's philosophy, match Gill's values, and it was sort of a coming together of the two things really. A lot of people would argue that it isn't our job, but as a school, our job is to make sure our children are safe and that they're comfortable and they're happy and that they can access learning. And if a child comes to school with no breakfast, they can't access learning. And if a child comes to school having not had tea the night before and breakfast that day, they even more can't access learning. So while it's not directly our job, I think it is our job.
Our cooking lesson's coming to an end, and it's time to see the results.
Cannot think the last time I ate a dish with lentils in. It's really nice. And look at those dumplings. And that's not often you get to say that on camera.
I think Gill's brought hope to a lot of people because a lot of people find themselves in really desperate situations, and and school resources only stretch as far as they go. So I think she's brought hope to a lot of families who found themselves in such in situations that are unthinkable really.
It's like old-fashioned community values, isn't it?
It's absolutely old-fashioned community values.
But teaching people how to cook and giving out food isn't the limit to Gill's ambition. She's finding new places to source waste food.
That is a standard amount that really we have a week.
What, a day? A week? A week?
Well, we have a week, yeah.
I'm happy.
All right.
Deal
thank you.
done.
All right.
And in the summer, thanks to a £15,000 grant from a local housing association, she'll open an outdoor kitchen which will feed the community throughout the year. Gill's mission is only just beginning, but you can be sure she won't waste a moment in trying to feed the people of Pendle.
I think that something good has to come out of the whole crisis of food poverty and austerity. It can't go on forever. Something has to change. I'd love to think that, well, let's see, the one good thing was that we stopped wasting food. I don't mean in the household, because the people that I'm seeing, they don't have anything to waste. But in industry, in restaurants and supermarkets, let's just stop wasting things.